This is The Top, where I interview entrepreneurs who are number one or number two in their industry in terms of revenue or customer base. You'll learn how much revenue they're making, what their marketing funnel looks like, and how many customers they have.
I'm now at $20,000 per talk.
5 and 6 million.
He is hell-bent on global domination. We just broke our 100,000 unit sold mark.
And I'm your host, Nathan Latka.
Okay, Top Tribe, this week's winner of the $100 that I give away every Monday is Kim Dust. She's in the entertainment industry and is currently working a full-time day job and doing her side hustle on the side. Kim, congrats. For you, here's a chance to win $100 every Monday. Simply subscribe to the podcast on iTunes now and then text the word Nathan to 33444 to officially enter. Again, text the word Nathan to 33444 after you subscribe. Many people ask me what tool I used to sell my first company, Heyo. The answer is thetopinbox.com. I used it to send emails, schedule emails to be sent out later, and set reminders inside my inbox so I would know when potential buyers were actually interested, and I easily remember to follow up with ones that hadn't replied to me. You can try it for free at thetopinbox.com. Nathan Latka here. This is episode 540. Coming up tomorrow morning, you'll learn from Bobby Martin of Vertical IQ. It just hit $175,000 in monthly recurring revenue, helping 140 banks prepare for company meetings with a lot of data. Nathan Latka here. Good morning, everybody. Our guest today is Spencer Farber. He is the CEO and founder of Cliently. And look, he's been in the industry for over 10 plus years, working across many, many spaces. And he's discovered one thing, that the most constant pain for companies is to find creative ways to generate leads. That's what he's trying to solve at Cliently. Spencer, are you ready to take us to the top?
I'm ready.
All right, let's do this. Tell us what Cliently does, and then tell us how you generate revenue.
Sure. So what Cliently does is, obviously, number one, it helps clients find leads. But really, the biggest thing that it does is it actually helps them engage prospects. Because at the end of the day, a lead is only so valuable if you're not able to actually do something with it. So our goal is to help our clients get prospects, set them up on appointments, calls, whatever it may be.
And talk to me about revenue model. How do you generate revenue?
So we're a SaaS model. So, right now we're doing some monthlies and annuals. Our subscription plans start at $99 a month. They go all the way up to about $599 per month for teams.
That's a big span. What's the average kind of customer paying you per month? What's the ARPU?
Sure. So we just started some of these bigger plans. So our older enterprise plans were really at that $99 per month range. But we've just, again, started to move up to these $300 and $500 ranges for teams. Those are really more for individual users.
Okay. What would you say an average, though, ARPU is?
Monthly, we'd say $99. Annual, we'd say about $1,200.
Okay. Got it. Okay, good. Well, that's about the same thing, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Exactly correct.
Are most people paying up front, or most people pay annually?
So most of our clients are paying annually, and they're doing that because our expertise is creating their campaigns for them. At the end of the day, you have to have a great campaign. So we offer that with that annual commitment.
So you put a little human touch on each of these sales.
Exactly. We do more than that. We actually look into, doing research on each of that specific type of campaign they're running, their industry, et cetera, to make sure, yes, it has that human touch.
And how many current customers are you serving here in December 2016?
We're serving right now about, I want to say, somewhere between 70 to 80, okay. Mostly of that, older enterprise plan of $99 per month.
So can I do the math, $99 per month times 80 to guess your MRR right now is somewhere around $8,000 per month?
That's exactly correct.
Very good. And are you bootstrapped or have you raised capital?
We are bootstrapped, initially completely bootstrapped. We've done a little bit of friends and family as well. But
How much?
Bootstrapped about $30K, okay. Friends and family about $75.
Okay, good. So maybe $100K total.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
Give us some more history on the business. When did you launch it?
So we've built this extremely quickly. Literally, it was not even a design as of November 1st, 2015. So we really did, our first proof of concept in February. Back in March, we actually, laid it out with our workflows of 2016. Correct. So literally all this movement has happened just in the last few months.
That's great. So from nothing to about $8,000 in monthly recurring revenue, and call it 8 or 9 months, right?
Exactly.
What is your you gave us kind of an example of a few customers, but tell us a story of one that that just paid you recently and what you're specifically doing for them.
Okay. So, a client that we've, We work with a lot of development companies, software companies. A specific client that paid us recently is one that's actually in Australia. They have a really interesting model. They create videos almost like a Yelp, but they do videos, and they're looking to work with small businesses to help create videos for them.
What's their name?
Big Review TV.
Okay, and what'd you do for them?
Well, we did, exactly what we usually do for most clients at this stage. We put our personal touch and create a custom campaign for them, making sure that we were hitting on the right industries, the right targets, and we've continued to optimize. That was actually a couple months ago when they signed with us, and we're, looking to move to even larger size as they scale as well in the U.S.
Mm-hmm. And what is so this looks like you kind of compete with, call it like an email hunter in terms of finding the email lead, and then you compete with like a boomerang or the top inbox inside the inbox for follow-ups, and then maybe you compete with a CRM on the back end. Is that right?
So we try to pick the pieces that we think are important. What we found, and running my teams in the past, and that 90% of it is just not needed. So exactly correct. We grab the pieces, and we're not trying to be a CRM, but we're trying to put the pieces together that are essentially going to help get engagement. And if it takes us pulling those parts, we do it. But the biggest difference as well is that a lot of these tools that reach out, they're just doing email. And for us, what we found is extremely important is hyper-personalization. So we're also doing that with video messaging and postcards along with email. And there's really no tool out there right now that I know that combines that. And for us, that's extremely important.
What company are you using to put all your postcard stuff through? Is there like a machine writing company or something you use?
So, we use different APIs. A lot of the information for us, we try to keep proprietary, but we have different partnerships that we use for different facets of, not only creating our leads through our company database, but sending postcards, those type of things.
Well, do you use like bond.co for postcards?
Well, Bond is usually used for actually handwritten notes. I think it's a great tool, and that is something we're looking to potentially partner with in the future.
Interesting. Okay, cool. So, look, this is like, I'm interested in, I guess you kind of just described it. Let me just ask it blatantly without trying to sugarcoat it. How are you going to beat the guys that do one of these things really well and have API integrations with everything else?
So a couple of ways. One is, again, I've run many successful teams, and a lot of these tools put together are extremely useful, but it's hard to put them together. And number one. And number two, if you don't have the know-how or resources, you can't. And so without having these all baked in, it's really impossible. And right now they're just being used one-off, and that's not how they're effective. Video, for instance, video messaging, postcards, emails, finding that lead, it's effective when it's together. When you have all these moving parts separately, it's not. And so that's really, where we hang our hat, is putting it together in an effective way that small business owners and sales teams for medium-sized businesses are able to use.
Awesome. Good stuff. So what's the plan moving forward over the next 12 months? You plan to raise capital? You want to stay bootstrapped? What's the goal?
So, we would like to raise capital. We want to get to a certain size first. We think that we already have some great momentum going. We've just, as I mentioned, raised our plans for teams and adding some other features. But yeah, within the next 6 to 12 months, we'd like to do that. But really, as far as our product, we'd like to focus on, adding more lead sources for our clients, giving them not just leads that they can find through our company database, but based on critical events. So actions that are actually happening, companies that are getting funded, those type of things. And then more workflow actions. You mentioned Bond through notes. Also potentially doing calls for our clients as well to mix right in the workflows. So that's where we're going to focus our energy on.
What data sources are you paying right now? Like Full Contact, HG, Data, Clearbit, any of those guys?
Again, we have a couple. We don't like to always name names out there. We're not using any of the ones you've just mentioned, but we are using multiple. And so our goal is, again, not to just give a little bit of information, but to give premium info, such as direct phone numbers when we can, but mixed in with social data and other info. So we're using a few.
My point is, though, is if you built something internally that allows you to get that, or is that just a piece of your business model, not something you have in-house, but something you just pay for?
Correct. That's a piece of our business model. And one part that I didn't mention is we really try to make this optimized for clients to use what they need. So instead of giving them a full list of leads, they get to go through them every day and accept the ones that they want. As far as those campaigns, if they respond earlier via email, a postcard never has to go out, so they're not paying for that postcard. So everything is streamlined to only use what they need. You
said that you don't want to raise capital until you grow to a certain point. What point do you think you need to grow to in terms of MRR?
As far as MRR, probably around the 25 to 35K range.
And if you hit that, or when you hit that, how much would you want to raise?
Right now, we're thinking of looking for about $500,000.
Okay, and would you do it on a convertible note or equity round or what?
We would do that equity.
Got it. And walk me through the thinking behind that. Why equity instead of a convertible note?
At that point, we think we're going to have an established, real true value of our company. So we think at that point, equity makes sense. It's not something where we have to say, what are we really worth? We're not sure. We're not really doing any revenue. And I think that's where we're going to get the biggest bang for our buck.
So what percentage of the business do you think you'd have to give up if you hit 25K in MRR and you're selling, someone's putting in 500 grand?
I would probably estimate, there's other variables too, but somewhere around, the 10 to 15%.
Okay, so you'd be valuing the business somewhere between $4 and $5 million at that point, right?
At that stage, exactly correct.
Interesting. Yeah, dude, that would be. I mean, if you're gonna be doing 25 grand in MRR, what does that come out to? 250 to 325K annually or something like that, or 300K annually. Getting a $5 million. I mean, that's like 15x ARR, right?
It is, but again, the majority of our value with our system would be our product, and it would be the partnerships that we've already established and put in place. And one other thing that I didn't mention is it's not just using these clients' APIs. What we've actually done is we've baked in the ability to create a postcard in our application. We've baked in the ability to create video messages in our application, which is a big deal versus just having an API that connects two dots together where you can't customize, anything almost at all. So, our system being in place, that's really where we hold a lot of our core value. And I think our investors will see that too.
And Spencer, what's your current team size?
Our core team right now is 3 people, including myself. And then, of course, we've got a bevy of different freelancers, some that we use more often than others.
Are the 3 folks right now, are they all co-founders?
They are. One of them is a co-founder, our lead developer. The other one came on, obviously we're still early, but a few months after that.
Very good. But are you giving equity to new employees? Do you have an equity pool?
Of course, yes.
Awesome. Mm-hmm. Cool. Well, do you know anything yet about unit economics? For example, do you know your gross customer churn is per month yet?
Right now our base is, number one, it's too new. Number two, a lot of these are annual, so we won't have really seen that churn yet. I can say, we've got maybe 15 clients that are month to month. We've really only had about 3 cancellations to date. So we found that clients like what we're doing. Our product is, of course, not a perfect product yet, but they like what we're doing. And the magic is when we can actually show them an engaged prospect that responds. And so we're getting a lot of happy clients because of that.
Have any people that have paid annually come back 3 months in and asked for a refund?
So initially we offered kickout clauses because we felt, hey, we will create these campaigns. We'll do that for them. And out of 40, we've only had 1 that's canceled to date.
Pretty strong. Those are good numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good stuff. Awesome, Spencer. Well, listen, thanks for being so transparent. You're sitting on something special. It'll be interesting to see if you win this space. I talk to people all the time they're kind of doing one of these things really aggressively. I think it's kind of interesting that you've kind of married all these things together. I might try it, in fact, for a podcast guest post follow up and reach out stuff. So we'll give that a try. You said you have 3 folks. Where are you guys based?
We're actually located in Myrtle Beach, believe it or not.
Nice. Lucky. Right on the beach, right? So you surf in the afternoon, you code in the morning.
You always think that until you move here, but yeah, it's not the worst place to be.
Folks, I may have to stop doing the podcast. I will tell you why. I have found a business and I'm ready to go all in. It's the one I want to take public by the time I turn 30. It's called thetopinbox.com. And here's why I know it's going to be big, very big. There are so many other companies charging way too much for this right now. Yesware, ToutApp, Boomerang. That's to do things like send later reminders and auto follow-ups for salespeople inside of your Gmail inbox. I'm doing it. I'm going to do it for free. We have so many people using it. It's growing so fast. And we do many of the things that salespeople love. We don't require people to leave the inbox to go log into a website. It's so simple to use. And I have to tell you, salespeople are like drooling over this thing. They're like licking the drool off their keyboard. They're loving this thing so much. Thetopinbox.com. Go install it now. Use it for free, people. Okay, I like you because you're listeners. Use it for free before I decide to start charging for it. Go right now to thetopinbox.com. Okay, Top Tribe, I have to tell you, many people go, Nathan, you came out of nowhere. Your website's growing so fast. How'd you do it? The answer is simple. So I use HostGator. I don't know if you guys know that, but I use HostGator. And the reason I do, they have like about 4,500 free templates I can use because I don't code. They've got a great e-commerce plugin. And guys, I bug the heck out of their support. They've got 24/7 support, which I love. So what I've done is I've worked with them. You guys know I make great deals. If you go to hostgator.com/Nathan, you can sign up, get your own domain for 30% off and a 45-day money-back guarantee. Okay, again, I make great deals for you guys. Go to hostgator.com/Nathan to grab that now. All right, Spencer, let's get into the famous 5. These are one-word answers. Number 1, what's your favorite business book?
You know what? Name is I'm losing the name at the top of my head, but it's obviously one of the founders of Salesforce that everybody's read.
One of Mark Benioff's books.
Exactly.
I think something in the cloud, behind the cloud.
It's the outbound prospecting one, but I just can't.
Okay.
The name has slipped my tongue.
That's okay. Number 2, is there a CEO you're following or studying right now?
Of course, some of the greats, but actually, no, I've really been mentored by the CEO of my last company, Makita of PandaDoc. So he's somebody that I've always followed since I've left.
And if you guys want to learn more about PandaDoc, you can go to nathanlatka.com / the top 193. We had Jared Fuller and Makita on, and they talked about how they passed $10 million in ARR in 2016. Good company over there, Spencer.
Yeah, I was actually U.S. employee number 1 and started that sales team there.
Oh, really? Very cool. Why'd you move on?
Cliently.
You had the idea, you had to pursue it?
Exactly correct.
Very cool. Okay, number 3. Yeah, is there a favorite online tool you have, like Evernote?
Trello. Love it. The simplicity. It doesn't have that, as I mentioned, that excess. So Trello is just so easy to use.
Number 4, yes or no, do you get 8 hours of sleep every night?
No. Wish.
We wish, right? And what's your situation? Married, single, do you have kids?
Single, no kids at this point. So that helps a little bit as well.
And how old are you?
I am 34.
Okay, so last question. Take us back 14 years. What do you wish your 20-year-old self knew?
What do I wish my 20-year-old self? Also, I guess as far as that, it just goes with, understanding that you're going to get curveballs and how to deal with them. And curveballs do not mean failure. It's just that you have to find ways to work through that to get to that next step. I guess that would be the best thing I could say about that.
Top Tribe, there you have it. We'll link to Spencer's resources he just mentioned and the lessons in the show notes at nathanlatka.com / the top 540. Again, nathanlatka.com / the top 540. All right, Spencer, if people want to connect with you online and follow up, where's the best place for them to do that?
Email, spencer@cliently.com. I know that's a little bit of an old school way of doing it, but that's what I am checking literally every second.
All right, guys. Again, that'll be in the show notes from Spencer Farber, the founder of Cliently. They've got 80 customers launched this year, raised $100 via Bootstrapped. Again, about a $99 average revenue per user per month, doing about $8,000 per month in MRR. Other economics, it's too early to tell, but they are building something special with their team of 3 with a vertically integrated sales process ranging from finding the leads, reaching out to the leads, and closing the leads in a CRM out there in Myrtle Beach. Spencer, thank you for taking us to the top.
Nathan, appreciate it.
If you enjoyed Spencer today, go back and listen to Darren yesterday. Darren bootstrapped his company, eTail Insights, to $1.4 million in annual recurring revenue by selling e-commerce data. Top Tribe, I love giving away free money. I feel like Oprah giving away cars, and I have something special for you today. How many of you have heard our super sharp guests talk about success they've had with Facebook and Google ads? Well, all of you listening right now, yes, if you're listening, you get $100 in free AdWords. Here's how you get it, okay? Again, thanks for listening. Get the free $100 from Google, right, when you sign up with my website host provider, HostGator. Go sign up now to get your free money. HostGator.com / Nathan. Again, that's HostGator.com / Nathan. Okay, Top Tribe, I'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning. And don't forget, before you listen to any other episodes, subscribe on iTunes right now for your chance to win $100 every Monday.